I don't know about you, Ashton. There were a lot of good books this week. I kind of
There
felt,
were. It was a
you know,
hard week to pick.
yeah, yeah, it was. Like a
Mhm,
couple books get me where I live, pretty immediately just based off of the cover. There's a Mark
mhm,
Miller title. There, King Conan is wrapping up. There is Batman's got 125 issues coming. Philadelphia, which I picked before.
mhm.
Heavy Metal Drummer, which I picked before, is out this week as well. I had a real hard time narrowing it down, so I'm going to cheat and I'm going to give you two, even though technically I just gave you four.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's
So,
a lot.
so technically, I'm giving you six picks this week. But my
Well,
first pick
damn.
is Absolution from AWA Studios. This is a must read. I kind of feel it's written by Peter Milligan, art by Mike Diodato Jr. They're working together here. It's kind of like Running Man meets Crank.
Okay.
So let that stew for a second, because it's that kind of thing. It takes place in the future, and it's
Mhm.
in this future where the criminal justice system believes that you can be absolved of your sins, right? Which sounds very altruistic and very nice on the surface, but of
Sure.
course, because I said it's Running Man meets Crank, right? You're linked up to a live stream, and you have to keep your audience score up, and if not, right? So there's a little bit of did you see that Black Mirror episode with Bryce Dallas Howard where she has the social score and she's trying to like keep it up, but like she keeps kind of
Yeah.
like fall. Yeah, right. So it's a little bit of that, which of course is based off of real life social scoring, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting and it's a cool concept. Probably has a lot to say about the nature of the internet and social media itself,
Sure.
really. So yeah, and also Peter Milligan's just good. Like he's just a really good writer. American Ronin. He's been doing a lot of really
Mhm.
cool like one-off things for AWA and Aftershock, and so I've just been picking up whatever he picks up and reading it just because it's usually a good 4 issues and you're done,
Mhm.
and you get a complete story, you get a pretty wild ride. They're always imaginative, um, always a little bit of a wicked sense of humor. So
Yeah.
definitely Absolution from AWA Studios. Also, there is Starhenge by Liam Sharp, and this sounds nuts. And I think I might describe this to you before, and you were like, "This sounds pretty cool." So truthfully, this is why I like a lot of these UK creators. Because listen to this: a future Merlin travels to the 5th century Britain to prevent monstrous time traveling killer robots from robbing the universe of magic. Magic being the biggest threat to its future. Right? Like what?
How do you come up with something like that? Like,
What?
my
Right.
biggest concern is that the robots are gonna steal all our magic. Like,
It's definitely a crisscross of a lot of things, and this is definitely, of course, pulling from Arthurian legend. But I interviewed Liam Sharp, and he said this is basically Terminator meets Excalibur via Doctor Who.
oh, that's
So
awesome.
all these things are awesome together. I don't, whatever it is. Liam Sharp, of course, is an awesome artist. He has this really cool, I want to say grim dark style
Mhm.
that I think has always just always been really cool. I've always loved this stuff since the '90s, and so yeah, sign me up. Starhenge, that's from Image Comics, written and drawn by Liam Sharp. If you're a fan of his work with Grant Morrison on Green Lantern, or even his Batman Wonder Woman
Mhm.
stuff, or even a lot of the other stuff he's done prior, because he's been doing work for years, definitely check it out.